on the call with us. So for now, I'm going to have Kim to take away. Kim, are you on the call with us?
Absolutely. Can you hear me, Yvonne?
Yes, very clear.
Okay. Well, excellent. I want to say good morning, good evening to all our friends all over the world. And it is a very exciting time for us here in Jeunesse. As a matter of fact, last month we had a record high in terms of the production and really creating new ranks and creating many success stories. And I spent the last couple of weeks working with people in Los Angeles. And here's something that I realized and I found out is that in order for us to take this company to the next level, there's certain things that I want to make sure that we anchor the foundation because of the fact that we're actually bringing in a lot of professionals and people that have never, ever done this industry before, and we're attracting a lot of these people. And so I realized that for this new paradigm, the new model, it's important that we really anchor in the foundation. And so, and because of that, that's why I call this training to help empower more entrepreneurs to make this thing happen. And so what I like to do is to really help dissect, this entire process of how we built this business. And so, because after spending 20 years in this industry, I've learned a thing or two about recruiting and about building in this business. And so, what I have done is that I want to talk about building this business, building our business. And what I've done is that I have actually kind of dissected and break down this process in building our business into 3 parts. And the first part of beginning to build our business is the inviting, okay, and how we invite. And that's the art of recruiting, because all companies, all businesses, they grow by recruiting. You look at campuses, university, they recruit students. You look at major corporations, they recruit top talent to work for them. You look at the Army, the Navy, they recruit people. And so how we grow is we grow by recruiting. And so in the recruiting process, there's really, in building and recruiting our business, there's 3 parts. And so again, first part is in inviting. And then the second part of the recruiting and building our business is in the closing. The closing or enrolling our people into this platform. And the third part of building and recruiting and this business is what I call getting them started and enrolling them to start a process to build our business. And so with that, I want to make sure that we compartmentalize, kind of create a compartment on how we do this thing. And I'm going to, within 1 hour, I will share with all of you on this call how we did what we did, how I did what we did in the last 5 years, building this phenomenal opportunity with 80% of professionals and business owners in this company. Okay, and so let's talk about the first part of the recruiting process, the inviting. What do we invite people to or towards? So I'm going to talk about the inviting part. And the inviting, what do we invite people to? You invite people to an event. Now, what is an event? An event is anything that promotes and supports our business. And so such an event could be an OPP, OPP being an opportunity showcase, or also known as a business briefing. And so depending on the type of prospect, and I'm going to go into the type of prospect that we're going to be talking about tonight. And so the PBR or OPP, opportunity business briefing, or business showcase, or a PBR. Now, what a PBR stands for is private business reception. As a matter of fact, when we start our business in Los Angeles area and in other parts of the world that we built really big now, we all started with PBRs. PBRs are small groups of people gathering. It could be at someone's office. It could be at someone's home. We showcase and we present the business, okay? Or a 3-on-1 or 2-on-1 or 1-on-1. These are small gatherings that whereby we get together and we present the business to our prospects. And the other thing that we do every week is something called webinars. That because of the advance of the internet, the technology, literally you can build your business globally from the comfort of your kitchen table, and so as long as you have internet access, and that's something called webinars. So you get to invite your prospects and your people into this environment, into an event whereby we showcase our business. Another event that we use a lot to build our business are three-way calls. Three-way calls consist of your prospect, yourself, and an expert. Now, who is an expert? Anyone but you. So the expert is anybody but yourself, okay? So when you invite people, you invite them to an event, okay? So what is an event? An event is anything that supports and promotes our business. And so there are different types of events that I just went over with you guys. An OPP, a PBR, a business briefing, which is same as OPP, a webinar, a three-way call, or one-on-ones. And so these are events that you invite your prospects to. So what type of people do we invite? So I like to break it down to 3 different categories of people that we invite. I mean, after spending 20-somewhat years in this industry, and so what I've done is that I pretty much identified 3 different categories of people that we invite. And each type of category, they come with their own personality and our own little niche on how we go about presenting it, okay? And the first category is normally the category that I start my business with, and that's what I call the close friends, okay? They're friends, they're people that are close to you, that you know them well, you know them by first name basis, okay? So now, so the first category, first type of friends, a group of people we invite are our friends. And these are your best, that's how I started my business. I started with my close friends. And so the second type are acquaintances, people that you work with, your coworkers, perhaps people you do business with, okay? So these are acquaintances. And then the other category we're going to put them in is something I call a new contact. These are people that you meet. And that's why when people tell me, say, you know what, I run out of my prospects. It's impossible because you might run out mentally, okay? You might think you run out of close friends to talk to or acquaintances, okay? But it's okay. We can always make new ones, the new contacts, new people that we run into. And so I'm going to go over my pitch and normally how I go about recruiting the 3 different types of people into my business, okay? And so to sum it up again, so to build our business, the first part is inviting. What do we invite them to? We invite them to an event. An event for what? An event to showcase our business, okay? And so what are the type of people we invite? We broke down the types into 3 types, 3 major types, okay? First type are our close friends, okay? These are people that know you and they trust you. So to me, these are the easiest group for me to work with, okay? Now, the second type are acquaintances, people that your coworkers, your neighbor, people, your clients or your vendors, people that do business with you. And the third type are people that you haven't yet met, that you will meet on a daily basis, depending on how hungry you are, okay? So keep in mind, when you talk to people, the art of recruiting, I think the first thing first, the art of recruiting starts with your belief and your perception of what you got a hold of. And so a lot of times, now obviously we've got new people and a little experienced people, different ranks of people in Jeunesse on this conference call. And so, and I'm going to put it in a general, and for those of you that are a little bit more experienced, have been doing Jeunesse for a while, I'm sure you can relate to me when I say this, that most people, after they saw Jeunesse, after they engage a little bit, and when we talk, we often speak of, you've got to have that belief. And people say, oh, of course I believe this. Yeah, I believe it. I see it. I believe it. It's very different when you, not only does your mouth say that you believe it, your mind, your heart, everything's in alignment, that you really believe, not believing in Jeunesse, but believing in Jeunesse as a platform to achieving what you want to achieve through using this vehicle. And that perception of what you've gotten a hold of is very important. And so understand something, that perceptions, you are here to build a business. And so when you have that belief that you are running a solid business and your perception of you are here to build business. And so when you talk to people and you recruit, when you have that kind of mindset, when you have that type of belief and perception, I guarantee you, when you talk to people, people can feel it. They might not know what you're doing, but it's that belief that will attract the people that, I don't know what it is, but I'm gonna be open-minded to listen to what it is. People like to follow people with power. They like to follow people with conviction, with passion. And so that's the first thing when you talk about recruiting. The art of recruiting is to have that passion in you. And you can't fake it. This is no hype. This is something that you got to feel. And how do you feel it? When you believe in something. When you have that passion in doing what you do, it will come through when you talk to people. And so let's talk about how we talk to our close friends. Now, I love talking to close friends because, look, they're your close friends. Over the years, I have learned not to care what my friends might say about me, because the way I look at this, guys, is that whether they like it or not, if they have anything to say about me, they would have said it anyways. So, and when you stumble upon something that you believe that can help turn your dreams into reality, you're going to go out there with all your might. Now, you might not know, you might not have a total clarity of a roadmap or blueprint to get to that dream, but at least having that belief, having that creativity, knowing that somehow, somewhat you'll be connected to it. Somehow, somewhat you will achieve it. And so it starts with that passion. And so when you talk to people, my close friends, I say, listen, you know what? I stumbled on an amazing opportunity that I finally found something that I can sink my teeth into. I finally found something that can turn my dreams into reality. And I want to share with you because you're my close friend. And I want an hour from you, and I want you to take a look at something. And so when you talk with that passion, okay, they might not know what it is. Now I'm gonna play both sides of the game, okay, and I'm gonna play on the side of the game that what your friends would say. For those of you that might have gotten involved in this industry before, your friend might say, "Oh, there you go again. You're excited." I can see this. You know what? I guarantee you, 3-4 months later, I see the excitement go again. And so now here's the thing on how you overcome this. If people say, you know what, how many times have you been excited about saying it didn't work out? And so these are the type of people that know you before, and they know you, for those of you that have engaged in this platform before. And this is what I would say to them. I said, listen, you know what, I can totally see how you would say that. But let me tell you something. Let me ask you this. How many jobs have you had before? How many jobs have you worked? Some people will say, well, the last 10 years I've changed 2-3 jobs. Well, listen, when you enroll a job, do you anticipate changing jobs? No, you don't. But I really found something here. I believe this will help turn my dreams around. Okay? And all I ask for is an hour of your time to check out something. Let me, because I don't want 2-3 years from now, I don't want you to say, you know what, you have never shared this with me. Okay? So these are the friends that you know, and they say, well, tell me a little bit more about it. And, normally what I would do is I would send them the 2 links. The link with the Dr. Newman on ABC, or Barbara Walter, okay? I'll say, listen, I'm going to send you 2 links. It has to do with the technology that this company is involved with. And that is it. That's the end of the story. But the key thing I want to come across to my friends is this. Let's say I'm talking to John. I said, John, you've been my friend for a long, long time. The reason I share this with you, this is something magical. There's something very unique here, and I can feel it in my heart. And I want to share this with you. And John, this is about us truly finding a right vehicle. You know what? It might be true. We might have to come 2, 3, 4, different vehicles. But all it takes is one right vehicle for us to achieve our dreams. And so, John, this is about you and I finding an opportunity, working hard for 2-3 years, so we can really have the quality of life that we want. And so with the people that you're close with, you can talk about things like that. Now, so if let's say John has been my friend for a long time, I said, John, how long have you had your job? Is it really getting what you want in life? So, it's okay when you talk to your friends, instead of talking about Jeunesse, they don't want you to be like so inundated with Jeunesse, because they don't know who Jeunesse. They think you've just gotten involved in a cult, because all you talk about is Jeunesse. But rather, turn that into them, about their dreams. You know what this is all about? It's about us finding a vehicle to be debt-free, finding a vehicle to buy the dream house of yours. just because we got involved, we haven't achieved our dreams, but don't you ever give up. It's because, John, I know this one, I'm going to make it. And so when you talk with that conviction, that passion, then you will enroll John into coming to one of the events. Now, obviously, if John is real negative and skeptical and really like low energy, what do? Move on, Hey, listen, John, this might not be for you. If you know of people, any people that are positive, that are entrepreneurial, I want you to think about me, okay? I want you to think about me, and I want you to send them to me, okay? And so, this is on the way you approach your close friends. And say, you know what, I found an amazing opportunity. Let's say, for example, if you have never ever done this industry before, and then you approach your friends, you say, you know what, let's say you talk to Mary. Say, Mary, I'm really excited. The reason for this is called business. I have just stumbled upon an amazing platform that actually helps me to generate a positive cash flow without changing anything of what I'm doing right now. And so, Mary, let me ask you a question. If there's something that can help change our lives in 2 to 3 years, might you be open to listening to it? You see, it's very non-threatening. It's very low key. And so depending on the type of prospect, I myself don't like to have scripts. Because when you have a script and you talk to people think you are trying to sell them something. But when you really open your heart, and I know I have watched so many different ways of approach, and in the past 20 somewhat years, I've seen people hype, it's all hype, and you don't need to do that. And the best way to recruit is to recruit with your heart, with your passion. Okay, and so and understand something. When you talk to people, it's about building a business. It's not about saying, come on now, you gotta join me now, join me. No. I don't want. You know what I'm looking for? I'm not looking for people to join me. I'm looking for people to work with me. Together, we achieve financial freedom, and that's what had happened to there's 5 of us in my kitchen table right here. I'm sitting in the same area in my kitchen right now, talking to all of you. 5 years ago, 5 years and 2 months ago, in my kitchen right here, I talked to 4 of my friends. I said, listen, we're going to build an international organization. We're going to build international business. What? They go, well, how many countries? Right here in this town called Diamond Bar, in my house. That's how it starts. And so there will be people that will doubt you, but it doesn't matter. I said, you know what? It's either you guys build it with me or someone else. Your choice. But I just don't want 2 to 3 years from now. I don't want you to be kicking yourself and kicking me for not telling you about this. And so, just with that conviction, that confidence, you enroll people and to go into to an event. Okay. Now, so when you go in with the belief and with the perception and with the concept of to recruit business partners, I think that's very important, and that sense of belief, the sense of urgency comes through. And you can't fake it. That's something that you've got to come from within. And so a lot of times people say, well, how do I get that sense of urgency? That sense, you know what? It's internal. It's got to come from within yourself. I can't do it for you. Nobody can give it to you. Some of you, when you're sick and tired, you really want a way out. You will get that in you. And too often times, people worry about what our friends say about us or think of us. I got news for you. Just move on. And so understand something. We are out there to looking for business partners. And sometimes when you look at some of your friends, they might not be very outgoing. They might be a hermit. They may be an introvert. Don't prejudge them. There might be something in them that they want to do it. You never know. For those of you that are very close with me, that I'm an introvert. I'm a very quiet person. But when you talk about business, now obviously if you try to recruit me into something, it doesn't interest me. But if you try to enrolling me to pursue my dreams, now you got my interest. And so I think when you talk to people, they've got to have a sense of business. And I know some of you like to enroll people and invite people by products and by technology. I personally don't, because it's the way in which how you invite people, the method in which how you invite people, it actually will help. It's very likely that they will follow. That will dictate their path on how they pursue and how they view this business. And so if you go out there and recruit people, in your friends and family, into trying the product, you will get a whole bunch of users. So having the right perception is very important. You are in here to look for business partners to build this business with you. Okay, now they may not be a stud, but that's okay, because we have a saying in this business, is that every dud knows a stud or a dead. Okay, so if you talk to somebody, they may not be a stud. It's okay. They may be a dud, but they will lead you to a stud. But the way you can go about chasing it is finishing the next two process, which is closing and getting them started. Okay, so let's move on. And so with close friends, I mean, you can't go wrong with close friends. These are your close friends. And so when I talk to my close friends, I never go and explain about this stem cell technology. No, they told me not to tell you, but I'm going to tell you anyway. But this is all it's about. No. You know what it's all about? It's about you. Look, I mean, depending on why you're doing this. Some of you are purely doing for product, doing for health. Well, you know what? Then this type of method it's not for you. I am looking for business builders. So if you're looking to build an international, a global organization, well, this is what you do. You look for business builders. You look for people, entrepreneurs that want to build a business. So when you do that, your conversation with other people is about business. It's about building a global distribution business. Okay? And so that's when you approach your friends. Now, with acquaintances, okay, what do we talk about? With acquaintances, I mean, by the way, when you call your friends, you're going to warm up a little bit. And my warm up with my friends may be about, 30 seconds to a minute. How are you? How are things going? And, we talk about when you do your warm market, you use the form. The family, your job, the occupation, vacation, the recreation, and money. So use form. But don't do too long. Don't do a 5-minute gig to talk about form. That's way too long, okay? Because, look, if you call your friends whom you haven't talked to for a long time, people say, well, I have to spend 30 minutes to warm up. Dude, who has this kind of time, 30 minutes to warm up? I mean, look, you are in here to call to build a business. I don't know about you. If you're looking to build an international organization, if you want to make $1 million in 10 years, you take all the time you want, okay? But if you want to build a solid organization and condense that, in 2 to 3 years, this is what I did, and I'm going to share with you what I did and how I did it, okay? And so acquaintances, friends, say, hey, how are things going? How's your job coming along, And listen, you know what? I just stumbled upon something really exciting. And I pause. See, that's the art of recruiting. What's so exciting? Well, what did they come upon? Depending what type of acquaintance they are, if they're positive, if they're negative, if the ones that are not too positive, I say, you know what? No, forget it. You know what? It's not for you. You wouldn't be able to comprehend it. Oh my gosh, you're so excited, And so, and if they say, well, tell me more. Well, I just got involved with something that, I'm here to build an international business. And I finally found a way how I can make my dreams into reality in the next 2 to 3 years. And so they said, well, tell me more. I said, well, you know what? If I were to share something with you that can possibly turn your life around, would you invest an hour of your time? Now, when you ask a closing question, we got to learn to zip our lips. Don't talk. Would you invest an hour of your time? Don't say nothing. And then because sometimes silence makes people feel uncomfortable. Then we have a tendency to start going to explain everything. Don't. Would you? If they say, no, I probably won't. Okay, thank you so much. See, I told you. You wouldn't get it. Next, move on. Okay? And so, and some people, like acquaintances, people say, like a lot of the time, we have people that are doctors. They like to recruit their patients, and they like to recruit other people. And this is what I would say. Okay, my husband's a medical doctor, and he has new patient coming in his office all the time. And the way I always tell my husband, the way that I share with him how we recruited this, instead of coming right out and bam, you recruit, we got to learn to warm up a little bit. And the way I would warm up, and these are like almost like new contacts. And the way you warm up, that you praise them. You find some good quality of the people, your acquaintance that you're working with. For example, your coworker, whoever, someone that works in a different department than you, okay? It's whoever that you run into, okay? You say, wow, you know what? I really love the enthusiasm you have. I really like your excitement. With that attitude, I'm telling you, you must be doing really well. Now, most people tell you, say, "You kidding me?" No. I'm saying, you must be doing. Are you on commission base or are you what? So you kind of ask questions, and so whatever they say to you, you say, "Listen, you know what? I have a friend that has a business. They are looking for people just like you." See, you take yourself out of the equation. Say, I have a friend, or I have a sister, I have a brother, I have a business partner. They're looking for people just like you. They are launching a brand new business, a global business, but they're looking for local talent in this market. But I'm telling you, you have such an incredible personality. If you two ever connect, maybe there's something for you. Now, when you say that, what do? You just throw out a question and zip the lip and don't say nothing no more. They go, really? What? So if you just silence and you start explaining, forget it, you lose it, okay? So remember, whoever asks the first closing question, the first person that speaks loses, okay? So listen, you know what? You must be doing really well. My friend I'm looking for people just like you. They're launching a brand new business in this local market. With your personality, I bet you can do so well with them. And don't say nothing. If there's dead silence and after 2 minutes, no response, don't push any further. But I would say this, after a couple of minutes, you know what? If you know of people that's interested in making a serious 5-digit income on a part-time basis, call me. So this is another approach called the takeaway approach, okay? And so I just be creative. When you talk to people, look, our ultimate objective, at least when I built my business, my ultimate objective is looking for business partners in a story. I am not looking for users. When they say no to the opportunity, they can become a user. But when you value your time, when you go out there and recruit, when you value your time, people will value your time. If you don't even appreciate your time, you go training people and talking about explaining everything, they go, this guy has nothing to do. This gal has nothing to do. He's just trying to sell me something. But if you mean business, people like to follow people with conviction. People like to follow people with belief. And if you truly believe in what you do, they might not, when you identify the right people, there's no way you can screw it up. No matter how bad you pitch it, you find the right people, they'll say, hey, listen, I'm going to take a look at this, okay? And so, that's acquaintances. And when new contacts, and I'm going to give you a story, and because I did a workshop in LA, I think last week, and they found it very helpful, very useful, because I shared with them the story of how I built one of the biggest group in Hawaii, okay? And this is what happened to me. Back then, I have, this is many, many years ago, I have an E-Class Mercedes. I just bought myself a brand new Mercedes, and shortly after that, I got laid off. So I was jobless, and I had to take my car in for, the new car, the whatever 5,000 mile, 3,000 mile oil change. And so long story short, I took my car to the dealership. I got nothing to do. I was unemployed. But nobody, even though I was unemployed, I was carrying this posture that I truly believe. Nobody knew I was broke, okay? Yeah, I looked good. I had a brand new Mercedes, but nobody knew that I was 3 months away from losing my car and my house. Nobody. And it's nobody's business, okay? So guess what I did? I was in a courtesy van. Okay, I took my car in. I was in a courtesy van. And there was a courtesy van. There's a courtesy driver, okay? His name's Wagner, okay? And so I talked to Wagner. Now, Wagner's very quiet, like a hermit. He's got no friends. And when I started talking to him, instead of just pitch him right there and then, I asked him, Wagner, where are you from? And so he told me where he's from. He goes, I'm really shy. I've never been married. I have no friends. I said, okay, Wagner, have you thought about driving this car, the courtesy van, all your life? He said, well, I have no choice. I said, Wagner, but what if there's a way might you be open? But I'm shy. I said, that's okay. I am too, Wagner. I said, Wagner, if there's something, don't turn things down for a second, okay? Don't say no to yourself for a second. I said, if there's something that could possibly maybe help you, because I want to go home. I haven't been home for a long time. Because that's his country, okay? I said, you know what? I forgot what country he's from now. Wagner. He speaks Spanish. But anyway, so Wagner, I said, Wagner, would you give yourself an hour to come check out something with me? Don't worry, I'm very shy too, but I'll be there with you. So Wagner said, sure, I'll come. So Wagner came to a meeting, and Wagner said, I'm very shy, but my pastor can talk a lot. I can take you to church. maybe my pastor can do this. And so long story short, Wagner took me to his church, and talked to his pastor. And from there, I built, from Pastor Sam, then to somebody, we built the biggest Hispanic group just from that Wagner. So every dud knows a stud, okay? And so you just don't prejudge. So from the courtesy van, also there's the passenger that was in the van. And so a passenger, a lady, was in the van. And so when they dropped, I've got nothing to do. I was not, I was hanging around this courtesy van. And so I said, Wagner, just drive me around. And so Wagner dropped off this lady, okay, in front of a travel agency and in front of a restaurant. And so we kind of exchanged a few conversations. And so I said, oh, this is your business? She goes, yeah, I work here. I said, oh, what do you do? And so that instead of recruiting, boom, right away, I said, oh, so what do you do? She goes, I'm a manager here. I said, is that right? So I started, the whole time, what was I doing? I was hoping that she would ask me what I do, because we were both sitting in a courtesy van at the Mercedes dealership, okay? And so maybe some people would think that, hey, it's a Mercedes owner, there's some status around here. And so anyway, so Polly turned around and asked me, so what do you do? And this is what I said to her. And that's what some of the people found really helpful to some of the people in Los Angeles when I did training. I said to her, I'm in the cash flow business. She goes, what? I said, yeah, I'm in the cash flow business. What do you mean? I said, I help people generate positive cash flow. Just say that one more time. I said, I help people generate positive cash flow. Really? Mm-hmm. See, it's posture. See, if you don't even believe in yourself, now keep in mind, I was unemployed, 3 months away from losing my house. And that Mercedes of mine, don't know how long I'm going to be able to keep it, okay? But nobody would know. Because why? Not that I was thinking it. I truly believe I was going to turn my life around. So it all started with that belief. Now, Polly has never met me before. And right then she was, well, tell me more. I said, well, you know what? You're in your shop right now. I would love to share with you more. I said, listen, you know what? We actually have an orientation tonight. You can come take a look. It's about an hour. Now, notice how I say orientation. Because Polly is the manager at the shop. By the way, later on I found out she's the owner of the travel agency, and she was the owner of the Japanese restaurant. And what caught her attention was cash flow. Because later on I found out that Polly at that time, this is like 20-some years ago, she was in the red every month. She was carrying an overhead in a negative way. I mean, I think at that time it was like 10 or 14,000 a month in the red every month. So what was she looking for? Cash flow. Okay, I didn't know that. I just throw it out there. Because we truly, we look at our business platform, what do? In a passive cash flow. I don't have any overhead. I don't have an office. I don't have staffing. I don't have employees. So I'm in the cash flow business. Now, notice how some people are afraid to say that. But when you say something like that, you have to be able to carry that. So it's your persona, it's your belief, and your perception, what you got to hold on. Some say, oh, yeah, I'm in the stem cell business. No, I'm not in the stem cell business. I'm in the distribution business. I'm in the cash flow business. And so anyway, long story short, through Polly, I built the biggest organization in Hawaii. Because Polly led me to somebody named Ken. And some of you in Los Angeles met Ken. And Ken was from Hawaii at that time. And so there we built a huge organization in Hawaii. And so the point is this, is you never know who you're going to run into. But how you pitch, it would dictate your success in the business. Some people are doing themselves and their organization a huge disadvantage by going out there and telling them about the product. Yeah, we all love the product. Oh my God, the product. They love the product. Hey, we all love the product. That's why I'm in the business. But I'm in here to build financial freedom. If I want to be a user, I don't have to be bothered recruiting. I am here to build a business. And so having that mindset is so important. This is the art of recruiting, okay? So it's little words that we say, the way in which we ask questions, okay? And so I'm in the cash flow business. And as a matter of fact, when we did a workshop, I shared that with Angie last week. Angie went and did that, and she had several invites, and they have several people that came to the meeting. And so the method in which, look, some of you may be uncomfortable with the word recruiting. I can't recruit people. If you don't change that mindset, you are absolutely right. You cannot recruit anyone. You got to get comfortable about the word recruiting, because that's how you build an organization, by recruiting. What do you recruit people to? You recruit people to enroll them in their dream, in pursuing their dream. Okay. Now there may be people coming to say, oh yeah, it's about money. I don't need money. I don't need to make money. If people coming to you and tell you that they don't need to make money, trust me, those are the type of people that need to make money. Okay. I mean, I have never heard my rich friends say, oh, I don't need to make money. A perfect example, I don't know Yan Yan from Indonesia on the call. I have never ever heard Yan Yan say she don't need to make money. I mean, only people that need to make money would say that. But a lot of times people, they have this thing about this fear about being vulnerable. There's beauty about vulnerability. Okay, and so coming back to the pitch. Okay, the way we build rapport. So with the new prospect or the new contact, the new contact, you don't go boom, recruit them right away. Don't scare people off. And oftentimes I see our friends and our colleagues, they go, oh, you gotta join this Jeanette. Oh my God, you gotta join us. You gotta join this. You gotta join this. You gotta join that. And people run away from you. They either felt you're being brainwashed, you belong to a cult or something. So spend some time and don't spend too long, okay? Some time about what they want, what their why, and then you enroll them. And for the cold market, people that cold market, meaning people that you don't know, and then you run into. I remember I recruited a whole bunch of salespeople back at that time, 20 years ago. I go to Macy's, I go to Nordstrom, not to shop, but to window shop and to recruit. So when I go to the makeup shop looking for something, browsing something, and the lady is really helpful, I think, you know what? I really love your attitude. I love the way you serve. I said, with that, the attitude of yours, you must be the top sale here. They go, hey, no, not really. Well, you know what? With the attitude of yours, you must be doing really well. Wow, not really. I would ask them, I say, you know what? Have you ever thought about, having a side business, opening your business? Because with that attitude of yours, you certainly will go far. Well, not really. But are you open? If something comes your way, might you be open? Because I got a friend that just started a business in the local market, and he's looking for people just like you. And let's see what they say. No, thank you. Then move on. Tell me no. And if they say, you know what? Yeah, what is it all about? Well, I don't want to talk to you right now because you're at work. I'll tell you what. Let's say, for example, if you know your local meeting or event, where you have the event, you can invite them to, say, for example, LA, we have English meetings on Tuesdays and Thursdays. I said, what are you doing on Thursday night? What we can do is we can exchange our contact, and if you can keep an hour open on Thursday evening, maybe perhaps we can connect and I can share with you more. Even an email and then we can exchange information. So get the information, and then now what you're doing, you're adding that to your contact list. That's why when people say they run out of the contact list, impossible. You can't. If you really are hungry to look for people, obviously we have different stages of hungriness in building an organization. In the very beginning, I was hungry. I talked to everybody. Now, as we grow in the business, our time begin a little bit more valuable. Then I become more selective in my recruiting process. Okay, and the kind of people I recruit. And so again, when you run into people, your clients, your vendors, whatever, say some good things about them, say some positive things, because you're hoping to draw them to tell you, you know what? Yeah, I should be doing better, but I'm not. So when you get that, you're to offer them a solution and say, listen, or you could say yourself if you want, depending on how you could carry yourself. So you know what? I just became a part of this international organization, and we're looking for people to spearhead this local market here. I'm looking for talent. I'm looking for just like you. Well, what is it all about? Well, listen, you know what? I don't want to talk to you right now because you're at work. If we exchange phone number, I'll give you my phone number. You call me and we can talk some more, and I can tell you some more. And so that's it. So when you go out there, you in a day, literally, you can build 10 to 20 new contacts. Obviously, when you work this cold market or new contact, it would take some time to warm up. That's why I go with close friends first. Because these are people, you know what, let's get started, okay? I want to build this with you. So with close friends, you can have that kind of, because you have trust in place. You can do it that way. But with the cold market, it might take a day or two or a week or two to connect. So it the different ways of doing it. People ask me, like, let's say, for example, if I'm in a recruiting mode, okay, or recruiting mood, which I was all the time in the very beginning of my business. So people ask me what I do. And depending, I kind of look at, kind of glance at the posture with the environment I was in. Let's say that if I was sitting on an airplane, okay, let's say if I was sitting in first class. And so I said, well, this person, instead of me pitching them right away, I always ask them, what do you do? Are you on a business trip? So where are you going? And then you start a little conversation, and the whole entire time you're trying to find out something about them. And obviously, you're trying to get them to ask you what you do. And I'll say, well, I have international business, and I'm going to let's say I'm going to Taiwan. I said, I'm going to Taiwan to spearhead that market. Oh, really? What do you do? I said, depending on the type of quality of the prospect I'm talking to, I use different things. I said, well, I have a global distribution business. Really? Yep. We distribute to over 100 countries and territories. Notice how I say very little and I pause. This is the art of recruiting, and not when people ask you, they go bam, 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 and you're just like, people just want to take a sip of water, and you're going to use a fire hose and fire hose them. Don't do that. You do a little thing. Look, there's sexiness in a little bit at a time. Okay, don't just go bam, bam, wham. Just take your time and see if it's like going fishing. When there's a little jig, a little bite, just kind of don't go cook it right away. Kind of do a little, fishing. I know some of you know how to fish. There's an art in which, and obviously, when you talk to people, people like it when you know that you care about them. And I genuinely do. When I talk to people, I truly believe there's a platform for them. I truly believe there's an opportunity for them. Whether this will work for them or not, it's up to them. It's not up to me. And so people say, well, I want to explain everything to my friend, to other people I bring in. You could do that, and it would take you 5-10 years to hit your goal. Or you can do it this way, okay? And so, so the 3 categories, just be creative. And trust me, I shy away from explaining everything about products. It's just not me, okay? Obviously, it took me a long time to get Samson off that track, off that rail of talking about product, and the minute he's off of it, boom, his business took off, okay? And so, and I guess the whole entire thing about the recruiting and the inviting part is just be business oriented and be professional, and carry that posture. I think posture is so important. And how do you get that posture? From your beliefs, from your belief structure, from your belief system. And that belief system, look, again, no matter how broke I was, no matter where I was, let's say some of you, your business not where it should be, but you gotta carry that and understand something. Wherever you are in your business right now, you are exactly where you're supposed to be, because it is a process. And sometimes in different parts of training, in different part of learning, different kind of lessons, different kind of workshops, that might be that one sentence, that one thing that you say that you got it. But had you not gone through the humbling process, the humbling journey of stumble and fall, of getting down and not achieving your goals, and you wouldn't humble yourself to really listen and embrace. And someday, guys, you will pay it forward. For those of you that have gone through the path, when your team member coming to you and say, listen, my business is what it should be, then you will have the compassion and say to them, you know what? I am with you. I was there before. I know how you feel. But it wasn't until I learned this that it completely changed my life and turned my life around. So then, wherever you are writing a chapter in your life. You're creating a story, but you're going to live through it to tell your story. Because life is about writing stories. And interestingly, life, when you write your stories, our lives are punctuated by just different punctuations, comma, colon, period. These are facts of life. And there are times that if there's a period that's going to stop you, but you know what? The key is to carry on. These punctuations add beauty, add seasons to our life. There's winter, there's summer, there's 4 seasons of life, okay? And so these punctuations of life is part of the journey, okay? So that's on the inviting. Now, let's talk about closing, okay? Move on to closing. when you're closing your prospect or to enroll your prospect into this opportunity, it really depends on three major things. One is the method in which how you invite your people, how your prospect was invited to the event. Okay, sometimes people just mislead their prospect. You're gonna come, you're gonna make $1 million. Oh, you're gonna come, I'm gonna buy you dinner. And then before you know it, you jam them in the meeting room and you get them in for sitting there for an hour. They're starving, they're hungry, they thought they're in for dinner. Next thing you know, you just throw them in the meeting. So if that was the case, or you promise them that they're gonna come for a job interview, but instead of job interview, they will present a business opportunity, they will get really turned off. So the chance of enrolling them is slim to none. And so the way in which how you invite them to a business, it's very important. Sometimes people invite people to the wrong. I mean, there are times literally, when a new distributor invited somebody to the meeting, and the new guests have no idea, no clue. They thought they were there for dinner or for a job interview, and so the poor experts were trying to help this new distributor to close this person, and it's very dumb. Because the expert ended up having to explain everything and kind of do the whole form again, kind of trying to find the hot buttons. And so do yourself a favor. Let's not waste time. Invite people properly to the opportunity. And the way I invite is about business. This is about achieving our dreams. This is something to enroll them to whatever the dreams are, whatever their needs are, to provide them a solution. That's what it's for. That's how you invite them to the meeting, okay? So the way in which you invite, and the quality of the prospect. No matter how great the opportunity is, it is not for everyone. If you invite someone to the meeting and all they could think of and their minds at that time were filled with, desperation, or they will depending on what and if their mindset is not for a business, you know what? No matter how great it is, there's no way you can close them. Okay? And so the third factor in closing, is the timing in the prospect's life. I mean, sometimes maybe the timing for the opportunity in their life is not the right time. And so we got to accept and embrace that it's not the right time for them. And so, the better you are for you to sign them up and enroll them in a business. And so, on the enrolling part, on the closing the business, sometimes when you put people on a conference call, they're not going to call you the prospect ready will say, hey, you know what, go ahead and sign me up. It does take follow through. So you as a distributor, you got to call the people and say, hey, listen, is there something I can help answer your question to get you started in this business? Do you see an opportunity? How you can use this opportunity to help turn your dream to reality, or whatever that might be, that what the hot buttons are. Do you see an opportunity how you can create some side income here? Some extra income here. So what you ask the closing question. Again, when you ask the closing question, don't speak. Let them answer you. Yeah, it's interesting. Well, which part of it you found interesting? And so interesting meaning they are not ready to make a decision. So your job is to guide them, to enroll them into making a decision process. Okay? And so follow through is very important. Follow through to answer their question, and then the last step is to enroll them. Now, obviously, in the closing part, they may have some objections. You know what? They say, look, I really don't like sales. I say, I'm with you. I don't like sales either. I've never done sales my whole life. Feel like that and see what they come back with. And so, you know what? I really am not comfortable with this model. Or which part of it you're not comfortable with? And so when you do the closing part, and again, we have DVD to talk about the 3 F, the feel, felt, sound. Look, I totally know how you feel. I hated MLM. I totally hate it. But this is a new paradigm. I mean, can't you see here? Look at all these people never had experience before. I'm with you. I hated it. But you know what I found out? I found that this is very different. And so, I know how you feel. Okay? I felt the same way too. But you know what I found out? And so do the 3 F's. This is part of the closing process, okay? And then when they're ready, don't talk too much. Some people they say, okay, well, this sounds interesting. Well, let me show you how to get started. Get your iPad out, get your computer out, your laptop out, and say, you know what, it's real simple. Let me show you how to get started. And start showing them how to enroll. And trust me, when they're not ready, they will tell you, I'm not ready. Now, when you enroll them, I try not to give too many options of different packages. You can either get them, started with the Supreme, the Jumbo, or the 1 year Jumbo. That's simple. Okay, the $4.99 is $7.99 here in North America, and the 1 year Jumbo package. Okay, and obviously you explain, if they ask you what it is, you say, well, listen, if you're here to build a business, I recommend a 1 year Jumbo. Okay, if you're here to want to try the product first and dabble a little bit, then you will start with the Supreme package. Okay, and so which, by the way, you are not investing in any business. You actually get all of that money you put in product. So you can become healthier. At the same time, the side benefit of that package, it comes with a business opportunity. And you get to buy the product wholesale. Okay? And so get them enrolled in the business. Now, the third part I'm talking about is getting them started in the business. I want to talk about some of the pitfalls when you enroll people, and I see it over and over again. And it typically happens to the more professional, the more higher educated they are, they tend to go into the pitfall, which is they have a tendency to make themselves the issue. They train and they train and they train and they overkill. And they make themselves the issue to such an extent that if they don't show up, none of their team shows up because it's about them. Listen, guys, this is about creating wealth. And the method, the way in which you create wealth is to have leverage. Leverage on people's time, leverage on people's efforts. Okay? So when you get people enrolled, don't make everything yourself the issue. Listen, congratulations, welcome. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to tee up the information. I'm going to, how would you like to be trained by the top money earners in this company? These are the people that have made it, that made it happen. Okay? We have incredible different recorded webinars and training on teaching people how to get started. And so Yvonne, Samson, they all have done these trainings. They're all recorded. And by the way, we have created an official YouTube channel for training. Okay, for those of you that are not familiar with it, go to YouTube. You can Google Kim Hui official channel. All our trainings, and we will continue to upload and build content. So we'll make it easier for you guys. And so as we build new content, when you subscribe to the channel, it will be sending links to you to tell you that there are new available stuff. It's all free to you guys, okay? And so, and the first thing when people enroll, say, listen, you're welcome, you just started your self-business. It is important that this is business, you can make it as big as you want or as small as you want, depending on the type of effort and the type of time you want to put into here. The first step you need to do is watch the NDO. Instead of you yourself going through the whole thing, we have an NDO, a recorded NDO, new distributor orientation. Have them watch your NDO and have them go through it. Say, after the NDO, I want you to call me. And you know what, folks? The best training you can do for your team, you know what that is? Is to teach your people to put people in front of you. The best training you can do is teach them how to create the first check. I don't care how big the first check is. It could be $200 US. It could be $500. It could be $1,000. When they make their first check, they go, you know what? This thing is real. Many people don't know how this works. And after a month, 2 months later, when they're going to get their check, look at their back office, they go, oh, this is what fast start means. Oh, this is what cycle means. This is what matching means. So this is what we call you learn while you earn. Unlike college, in America's educational system or educational system worldwide, most people go to school, we learn, and then when we finish with school, we come out, we will look for a job, and we start earning money. This is reverse. You're earning money and you're learning at the same time, okay? So it is a very difficult concept for professionals to grasp because they're so custom, especially the capable ones, they are so custom to make an issue of themselves. I am going to train my team. I am the one. Get over it. Leverage. Get yourself, one of the pitfalls to avoid, if you want your business to grow and to thrive, is to get yourself out of the way. Because if you're in the way, when you don't show up to the meeting, when you don't go to the training, guess what? None of your team will show up. Okay? So it is important that we get outside of the way. And another pitfall to avoid is to keep spending time with the wrong people. That some people have a tendency to keep training and training and training. They are trained. The best training, again, is to teach them how to invite people, to put people in front of you. I ask them, I ask them, some of them involved with me in the business and winning at my house. I said, listen, how soon you want to make your first check? At that time, we're all putting like $2,000 to start our business. I said, how soon you want to get your money back? They go, tomorrow. I said, great. Put 10 people in front of me. I'll help you get your money back. And we did. They put 10 people in front of me. We'll close at least 8. And back then, I had no idea what I was talking about resveratrol. Are you kidding me? I'm talking about building a global distribution. And truly, that's what we do. Once you build a global distribution, it doesn't matter what great product we market. There's distribution. Boom, there's an outlet. It's just like McDonald's. I mean, back then in America, McDonald's was, selling Beanie Bean babies. McDonald's sold more Beanie Bean babies than all of the toy stores combined. And there's a story for all of them. Why? Because McDonald's was a distribution channel. There's a golden arches every other block. So when there's a distribution channel, whatever is sold, it gets distributed. So the concept is hard for some people to grasp, but until you grasp the concept, it's something that you just have to learn to grasp. I mean, up to you. If you come here, you want to make $1,000 a month, you don't have to listen to anything I say. If you come here, you want to make $1 million and beyond the craft, because part of the human being, part of the beauty of a human brain is our ability to learn, our ability to unlearn some of the bad stuff and to relearn the right stuff. And so it's like a computer. We need to update our softwares, delete the software that wasn't working. So look at your business. For those of you that are involved for a while, okay, look at your business. Is it taking you where you wanted it to go? When you first joined a business, maybe you had a goal of be a millionaire in your first year. Look at where you are. I guarantee you, if you are not where you are, you look at the activities, look at some of the things, the techniques I just shared with you. Some of you still fight this technique I'm just sharing with you. No, I don't do it my way. Do it your way, and 5-10 years later, you're still stuck in this platform. You may excel in your other parts of your life. I'm talking about Jeanette's platform right here, okay? And so I hope that I made it very clear that this is about leverage, okay? So when people get started, get them to watch NDO. Take yourself out of the way. There's an NDO pre-recorder. Watch it, call me. So after you watch it, let's get together. Let's schedule your first PBR. Let's schedule your first private meeting. Let's schedule your prospect. Let's get on the phone and invite. I'll be right there next to you, okay? I won't say anything, but I'll watch you. I'll help you invite your people to the next meeting, okay? So, if you have a local market with a few leaders, it doesn't have to be in your upline or in your downline. You can work with crossline and do a power coffee workshop and help each other and kind of listen to and critique each other on inviting. And so maybe spend an hour, 2 hours of your time, and just that time, inviting, learn to invite and learn to talk to people, okay? And so then they can go to YouTube channel, learn about having the right perception about the business, and also mastering the basics of this business. And all of this available on the YouTube channel, okay? And also, very importantly, for those of you that are lucky enough to have a local support structure, I will recommend you go to a local meeting. Sometimes we say, oh gosh, I've been to those meetings so many times already. Listen, if your business is not where it's supposed to be, this is like, look, if you have a job, whether you like it or not, whether you feel like it or not, do you have to go to work? Absolutely. If not, you'll be fired, okay? Then why is it when it comes to your business that you don't feel like showing up and then you don't feel like showing up and then you don't show up? Well, no wonder that's what happened to your business. Sometimes if you're not where you are, sometimes when you go to a local meeting, it could be that one story that you heard from a testimonial. Then you say, aha, you got what you're looking for. You got the answer, or you got the inspiration that you're looking for. They will take you to the next step. I mean, this is a constant, look, this business, we have to constantly learn and unlearn and relearn, okay? And also we have to constantly feed our minds with the positive energy. If you're in a local market, that we have a PBR. If I were you, I would go attend, because you want to watch how people invite the people to a PBR. You want to watch how other people are doing the PBR. What does that mean? That means you're investing time in honing your craft. Look, I am very blessed to make a lot of money in this platform. I've also spent a lot of hours honing my craft, learning, growing. And there are times I don't feel like getting on an airplane to speaking in another country. There are times I want to stay home with my kids. There are times I just want to chill. But guess what? There's a responsibility. To whom? To myself, to my team. And so you gotta, you know what? Those people who are willing to do what other people are not willing to do, that's why you have the things that other people won't have. I think that sounds like that, okay? So you gotta be willing to put forward the effort. And some people say, you know what, I've been doing this for a year and a half, 2 years, and I go to all the meetings, but my business is not where it should be. So, learn, unlearn, and relearn. Maybe some of the things we're doing is not there. And call your upline sponsor, call your upline leaders. And I happen to spend a couple of minutes, it's been 20 or 30 minutes with our colleagues in Singapore. After I talked to her, I realized that, you know what, there are sometimes we gotta adjust our sail. It's like, you know, you're setting a sailboat, okay? You know, let's say from here, from Los Angeles, I set my sailboat to go to Singapore. You know what? The minute you set your sail, 90% of the time is off course. What you have to do, you have to constantly adjust your sail. And I was telling my friend in Singapore, I said, Joanne, it's fine. You're exactly where you should be. I'm glad I took the time to talk to you because it's about readjusting our sails. But you have to go through this path because you will see, if you haven't gone through this path, how will you have the compassion to teach other people? Look, if I haven't gone through enough ups and downs in my life, or if I haven't felt myself glued to my forehead, to my face, how would I have the compassion to share with you? I was very uncoachable in the first year of my business because I told my sponsor, I said, look, I have more education than you do, and I'm a lot more professional than you are, and my friends are all college grads, they're all professionals. I'm going to do it my way. What do you know about marketing? I said, I know marketing. I know how to promote. So I didn't do his way. I did it my way. And a year went by. I looked at other people who had who I felt had less talent than I did, but they were surpassing me. They were like achieving ranks and breaking records, and there I was stuck. But it took me a year of humbling trials and error, trial and tribulation, to become who I am today. And so, for my friends Joanne and other people, you are where you're supposed to be. Now it's time to adjust. Just adjust your sail. Just minor little tweak. It's a little minor tweak in our heads, in our format, in our method, and you're gonna break through. Let me say this. See, there's a saying. I mean, really, Don, it came through to me a couple of years ago. This saying of you gotta plan with the end in mind. If I were to tell you a year from now, after this call, a year from now, that you're going to achieve whatever goals you set to achieve in this platform, that you've achieved it. I don't know what that might be. It might be $1 million, $1 million US. That's a year from now. You finally hit your $1 million mark. If you look back, is this all worth it? If I were to tell you that this is all part of your journey of getting to where you are today, or where you'll be a year from now. It is part of it. People say you got to enjoy the journey. I remember when I was broke beyond a joke, when I was in my trying times, people say enjoy the journey. I said, what the heck? What is there to enjoy of being broke? See, when I kept focusing on that, I forgot about the growing part. I was focusing on the broke part. But now, fast forward that 20 years where I am today. Looking back, I really enjoyed the journey because it took all those trials and tribulations to define the character, to refine the person within me. And so, if I were to look back 5 years ago at my kitchen table right here in Diamond Bar to where I am today, whatever journey, the ups and downs, the tears, the laughter, the joy, the fear. I was scared there were times. All that part of the journey, I am so glad I went on because that's what it means by planning with the end in mind. if I were to tell you, I am a living example of what's possible for you. Living your dream. It is a huge blessing that week after week, you get a 6-digit check coming in, week after week. It is a huge blessing. Obviously, when you're blessed so much, much is expected out of you as well. And so all I ask for all of you is that just have that faith, have that belief. Whatever you're on right now, journey you're on, is part of the process. Embrace it, enjoy it, and believe that when you set your mind to it, whatever the time would be, a year, 2 years, you will get to where you want to go. And a year, 2 years from now, as you look back to this, and perhaps you will connect to my thoughts, and you will understand what I'm sharing with you. So with that, I hope that this call has been helpful to all of you. Recruiting truly is an art. Recruiting starts with your belief and your perception of what you're going to hold. Recruiting also comes with the territory of being coachable. To succeed in this business, if you are not coachable, I suggest you find another platform. For those of you that are lucky to have diamonds and upline leaders that actually have paved the way, they walk the talk and they paved the way, I would ask them, success leaves clues. Don't be too stubborn, because if we waste time will waste us. You have incredible leaders on this call. Talk to them. Ask them, how did you do what we do? I am willing to surrender. I give up. I surrender. I want to learn your way. Because after all, we are doing it. And by the way, those of you didn't know, Samson yesterday had bought a brand new, his dream car. I mean, I was telling my friends, I said, listen, I don't know too many platforms. It's kind of interesting, and I'll close with this, okay? Samson bought his dream car. He bought a Porsche 911 Turbo S Cabriolet, okay? I mean, all over the world were so excited about his car. And I was telling a friend of mine, I said, it's interesting. People get excited about a $200,000 car, and yet, when Samson bought his multi-million-dollar mansion, they weren't as excited. So people got excited about a $200,000 car and not $1 million home. Okay, it kind of gives a reflection of what human beings, how we leading toward things. But either way, I don't know of too many platforms that you look at. Perfect example, Samson. 5 years ago, living in an apartment, in a beat-up car. Today, 5 years later, bought his third brand new car, dream car, living in $1 million home, having a time of his life. At the same time, more important, he's paying it forward. And he's not the only one that have bought properties in this platform. We have many, many people. Yvonne just moved in a multi-million-dollar home. She's low-key. She didn't want to talk about it. She's driving an S-Class Mercedes. I mean, look, this is not to brag, but we are the living example. So if you want to learn it from someone that's doing it, that's been there, done that, and give up and surrender our stubbornness. So I hope that you never, ever give up your dream. For as long as you can fight, for as long as you can talk, you can still do this business. Thank you so very much. Have a great day. Have a great evening, and I appreciate all of you. Good night.
This session is no longer being